The Trailblazers focused as they walked into the locker room earlier on, and nothing.
Kevin, thanks very much.
Portland is indeed one of the great cities in the NBA. David, thank you. And a look at the status here of both teams' injured players and who will not be in the lineup.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Reggie Jackson out there with Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Batum, and it's Leonard in at the 3 spot. And for Portland, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Powell in at the 3, the small forward. Great positioning on the putback.
I just love the aggressive attitude of Batum, especially how hard he hits the boards.
McCollum feeling it out a bit. Pass to Nurkic. Kicks it out to McCollum. Covington in the corner. 5 on the clock. It's hauled in by Zubac. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. And stolen by Lillard. Covington into the lane. Powell for 3. That one, no good. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. In the corner, George with it. Zubac, the pass to Leonard. Back to Zubac. And it's Portland with the rebound.
Now, you expect him to make those. They've got to do more to get a hand in his face next time.
The baseline J. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
Yeah, early on, 3 misses to open the game. Their offense right now still trying to find its way.
The 3 from George. Leonard with the ball. Now Covington defending. That one falls.
Yeah, I love the court awareness from Kawhi there. Dependable at getting it to his uncovered teammates.
Pass to Covington. Takes the 3. It's hauled in by Zubac.
Their focus next trip has to be getting a high-quality shot. I mean, they don't want to start the game 0 for 5.
Takes it out to Leonard. Lillard with the rebound. The Trailblazers have gone 0 of 4, missing their first 4 field goals here. Powell, that's good.
That's how to make things look easy for a teammate. I mean, you make passes like that one from Lillard, crazy.
George with the bounce pass. Leonard with the ball. Zubac finds George. The Clippers need to get off a shot. From outside the arc, hits the 3-point bomb. Greg, you were a feared ball hawk in your playing days, and I know you see similar players playing today.
No doubt about that, Kev. You know, Ben Simmons, a player 6'10", with those hands. He's incredible to watch on that. And how about Fred VanVleet, though? He's a guy, they say he's 6'1". I don't know. But he gets into you and competes, man. And that's the beauty of our game. You know, you can be as big as the trees and have a major impact, or you can be one of those little fellas, as they like to call us, and be equally as effective on the floor.
Like the Chris Pauls, the Patrick Beverleys, there are a lot of those guys that play the ball like you did so well. Yeah, right. Great players. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. Left side, Jones. Here's Simons. It's deflected. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Here's Oturu. Anthony with the defensive effort. Trailblazers trail by 3. Here's Simons. The shot's good.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you got to bring much faster help than that.
Back to Rondo. The pass to Oturu. Outside for Rondo. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Enes Kanter's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. An outstanding defensive play to earn the Mobile One block.
Some intimidation right away. Got to show those shooters you're going to be there all night long.
McCollum against Kennard. Cantor trying to free himself up. Tries again. Kicks it out to McCollum. There's the three. And the three ball is good.
With the quick, accurate release, McCollum thrives on catch-and-shoot opportunities.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Rondo passes to Oturu. To halt the run, and they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Paul George, he's checked in for the Clippers. And so it's McCollum with it. He brings it up for Portland. They trail by one. Over to the left wing. Out left to the wing. Here's Simons. Second shot opportunity. Cantor's shot is off. George from deep three-point land. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Clippers. Well, earlier, Damian Lillard spoke to us about how
I look to the times where things are going.
Greg, he's certainly a gentleman in victory and defeat.
You know, Lillard takes the L as a learning opportunity. Sure, it stings, but he also knows it can make them stronger if they use it right.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Clippers, guys. What are your thoughts?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
No question. It's been stifling thus far, preventing that offense from establishing any kind of rhythm.
Anthony is out there with Enes Kanter. Then there's Derek Jones. Then there's C.J. McCollum. And it's Simons in at the point. They're the group the Portland Trailblazers will start the second quarter with. George, no good. Portland leading. The wide open look here for Anthony. The rebound by Patterson. Lob pass to George.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
It's a seesaw battle. Both teams are pretty evenly matched, and the score reflects that.
Cullen passes to Simons. Kicks it to Jones. Anthony against Morris. And that one, good.
And love the muscle Anthony brings to the three spot. Takes pride in outworking everyone when he's that deep inside.
Now, here's George. He has 5. Morris inside. Anthony on him. That one goes. Count it. And that's now 7 points for Paul George. A lot of give and take between these sides early.
And both teams look like they came to play. We should have a good one.
The three from McCollum. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Trailblazers lead by 1.
Now, that's the staple of Cantor's game. This guy has a knack for knowing how to come up with offensive boards.
Here's Rondo. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Now here's McCollum. Passes it to Anthony. Back to McCollum. Shooting foul. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
C.J. McCollum. 2 shots.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, You got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Robert Covington's checked in for Anthony. Norman Powell comes in for Jones. And Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Zubac the pass to Leonard. Shoots over Powell. Zubac. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. He talked about a back-and-forth game. This is the definition.
You have to love these kinds of games, scoring-wise, keeping everybody on their toes.
Now, here's Lillard. Kicks it out to McCollum. Pass to Canner. The Clippers grab the miss.
Nothing less than that kind of defense will cut it against them. That's just great work inside.
Clippers moving the ball around. Batum wide open. He fires. A three-pointer, no good. Portland trailing here. And here's the break. Here's Powell. Pass to Canner. Nobody near Lillard. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Lillard's got his first 3 points of the game.
And just a great second quarter for them after such a difficult first, bringing that field goal percentage up from below 30 and now.
And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Well, consistency is what comes to mind when I think of McCollum, especially offensively, where he scores in bunches.
George is checked in for Kennard. Lillard against Leonard. Here's Zubac. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got 3 assists in the game. It's Powell on the wing. Lets it go from deep. That one dropped for his second bucket. Mark him 2 for 4.
And they've done a great job knocking down those long-range shots here in the second, shooting just over 40% from downtown.
George with the bucket. George has got the game tied up here for the Clippers.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. So for the Trailblazers, Yusuf Nurkic comes in for Cantor. And Anthony subbed in for C.J. McCollum. And here's Lillard. He brings it up for Portland. The pass to Powell. Covington against Batum. Covington passes to Nurkic, shakes him, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Well, you can't jump at the pump fake. Nurkic is too skilled at getting defenders up in the air.
And the second free throw, good. Clippers have gone 7 of 9 in their field goal attempts here in the second quarter. Pretty good offense. Powell against George. Yep, it counts. Zubac has got 11 points.
And the slick pass from George set that up well. He has such a natural instinct for where to send the ball.
Lillard attacking. And the call on the shot and sends him to the line.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
Well, free throw is good from Lillard.
Hard to believe Lillard missed out on a couple of all-star selections. I mean, in seasons where he averaged over 25 points a game.
And oh my, what a slam right at the buzzer.
And great move there to ensure they end the quarter on a strong note.
Paul George. Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show. Hello, basketball. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. At its highest, their lead topped out at... And...
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. It's been one outstanding game from George.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look they wanted.
Yeah, working the ball, getting clean, quality looks. I mean, just efficient basketball through and through.
And the Clippers, looking at who they've got, Paul George is out there with Reggie Jackson. Then there's Batum. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Zubac in at the center position.
And Yusuf Nurkic, missing a whole calendar year not too long ago, was still involved with the team during that stretch and was a fixture on their bench.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Nurkic, but hey, bro, you had some wild shirts on the sideline. I couldn't even watch the game. You was over there dizzying cats up. But I know you were doing your thing, but he would use clothing to call out other players, teams, and commentators. Nurkic doesn't mince words, and I'm glad he's back and playing.
McCollum dishes to Nurkic, and too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation.
Last thing they want to be doing right now is giving away possessions. I mean, turnovers can kill you in this kind of game.
Here's Jackson. Passes it to Zubac. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Here's George. Kicks it out to Leonard. Pass to Zubac. Leonard attacking. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to be on Yusuf Nurkic. We know how important the draft is, Greg. It can shape an organization. Talk about some of the best draft day deals of the last couple decades. There have been a lot of them.
Oh, there have been a few. I mean, just coming to mind here recently, how about when Kawhi was traded to the Spurs? That was a huge get. Go back
George
to, how
Hill.
about Kobe going to the Lakers? McHale and Parrish coming to the Celtics. I mean, we've seen that happen quite a bit, and I tell you what, boy, it can really transform a franchise's future.
Patterson, that's good.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over.
Yeah, things not going their way, and he wants to just try to talk this one over.
Well, the defensive intensity has to pick up, and I'm sure coach is going to let them know that.
A different look now for Portland. Anthony's checked in for Robert Covington, and it's Little in for Norman Powell. And the Clippers making a change here. Simons surveying the D. And it's blocked. And pushing it up. Here's the Clippers. Here's Patterson. That one doesn't go. Some solid defense from Lillard. And then Lillard slams it in.
Once Lillard hits the ground running, he's ready to throw it down. The D has got to step in front of him to prevent that.
To the inside. It's stolen by Little. And now Lillard pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right. And that's severe punishment right there.
Oh, you're right. And I love the opportunistic approach. These kinds of hustle plays can be game changers.
Leonard inside. Patterson can't get it to go. And here's Lillard, who brings it up for Portland. It's a 1-point game.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Lillard on top. 9 points in the game so far. Great look, but off the mark.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Leonard inside. He's guarded by Nurkic. Leonard the pass to Oturu. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Oturu's got 5 points so far.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Anthony against Patterson. Anthony kicks to Lillard. Pass to Nurkic. A different look now for Portland. Cantor checked in for Nurkic. Derek Jones comes in for Little. And Norman Powell subbed in for Anferny Simons. Cantor with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Here's George. That one, no good. Now Portland takes it the other way. Anthony finds Cantor. Back to Anthony. Goes back up. It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down to just one on the basket from Enes Kanter.
Strong finish by Cantor. The contact doesn't seem to affect his mechanics at all.
George against Powell. Now here's George. He's covered closely. Banked in off the glass. He's got 13.
They couldn't have asked for much more from him today. He's been a key force in their offense.
Anthony against Patterson. Anthony, the pass to Cantor. And Cantor throws it down.
Oh, man, what a slam by Cantor. His size lets him make easy work of those big plays in the paint.
And it's Norman Powell with the foul. That's his first foul. Robert Covington's checked in for the Trailblazers. McCollum comes in for Damian Lillard. There's 39 seconds left in the third. And here's Kennard. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. George. And the basket by Oturu.
Surprised everyone by passing out of his shot. What a fantastic dish.
McCollum outside. Lobs it up for Cantor.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Now Jackson. He kicks it to George. Shoots over Powell, and that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And we just finished the third quarter. Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. Here's Jackson. A moment now to reset the lineups, brought to us by Gatorade, all fueled up here for the fourth quarter. On the floor for Portland, Robert Covington out there with Derek Jones. Then there's Norman Powell. Then there's McCollum, and it's Cantor in at the 5 spot.
Oh, and when there's an open man, Jackson finds him, making it look very easy.
Powell kicks to McCollum. Back to Powell. From the high post. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Clippers leading by 3. Here's Leonard, and Jones sends it back, and he recovers it. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. No good on the triple. And for the Trailblazers, they're shooting at 44%. Pretty reasonable. And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard.
Crafty pump fake by Cantor right there. Outwitted the defender and won himself a trip to the line.
And the first one drops. Damian Lillard's checked in for Portland. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Morris is checked in, and Cantor drops them both. Clippers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Jackson passes to Zubac. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Outside Leonard. And it's Norman Powell with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Paul George is checked in for the Clippers. Rondo comes in for Reggie Jackson. Out to Morris. Fires for 3. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got his 7th assist in the game.
Well, yeah, Morris is just a tremendous shooter. He has great touch from beyond the arc.
Lillard left side. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Clippers leading by 4. And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this fourth quarter. Kicks it out to Leonard. Shoots the three. Rebound by the Trailblazers.
And you can see why he might be off on some of his attempts, getting far fewer shots today than he's accustomed to.
McCullough, he's a threat in transition. He excels at leaking out, and then he knows where to run in the open floor.
George passes to Zubac. To the left side wing. Leonard on the wing, guarded by Powell. Morris trying to free himself up, and Leonard gets it to go.
Not afraid to get physical there. Leonard makes the shot in spite of the contact.
Rondo against Lillard. Launches a three. Kept alive. And Kent are able to finish.
I don't think pressure bothers Cantor that much. He remains calm and collected in the game's biggest moments.
Rondo passes to George. There's the pass to Zubac. Back to George. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That's on Enes Kanter.
And, you know, you go back to that horrific leg injury in Vegas back in 2014, and Paul George hasn't just made it back to the NBA. He's come back a better player.
Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for the Clippers.
Well, that's big free throws from a player they depend on in those situations.
Covington passes to Kanter, and he banks in the layup.
And once Kanter finds himself, he stays aggressive. I like how much he's looking to score right now.
Rondo against Lillard. Outside for Batum. Leonard attacking. And the shot goes in. Leonard's got 4 points in the quarter.
And, guys, that's the man you want with the ball in his hands on that critical possession. Kawhi being his best in the biggest moments.
That's why you give Lillard the rock. When it's an important possession, you know he's going to rise to the occasion.
And stolen by Lillard. And oh, here we go. Lillard's got it, the fast break chance. And then Lillard slams it in.
Way ahead of the field. He can do pretty much whatever he wants.
Yeah, and defensively, you'd like to see a greater effort to change ends.
George with the ball. Now Covington defending.
Man, you don't see this fella blow many layups. Not against D like that anyway.
It's McCollum with the drive. And so they foul intentionally. The Trailblazers making a switch here. Nurkic is checked in. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Jackson, he's checked in for Rajon Rondo. It counts.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Yeah, he approached that one with total confidence. He has what it takes to come through in the clutch.
Goes up off the inbound. Good! A huge shot to tie it up.
Well, when Batum spots a wide-open teammate, he zips the rock to him quickly. Just exceptional vision.
Lillard looking around. Some solid defense there from Jackson. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Clippers. Leonard, the pass to Zubac. Nurkic with the steal. And now Portland on the break. Good!
What a calm player. I mean, Covington, even in high-stakes situations, he feels comfortable firing away.
Leonard attacking. And Batum kicks to Jackson. Oh, wow, a huge basket to tie the game.
Oh, man, you love how calm Jackson stays in these pressure-filled moments, showing true leadership by burying the bucket.
Here's Lillard. Yes!
Lillard is known for being a clutch shooter. He's the guy they go to. He's the guy they believe in.
Los Angeles calls timeout. They're trailing by 2. 1 second left in the game. Guys, what do you think?
And with under 2 seconds remaining, they need something quick. Don't have time for an extra pass here, but they want to try for a 3 off the inbound play and go for the win. Definitely doable.
The three from George. Oh, that shot had a chance, but no good. David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. A stunning view of the moon over our broadcast location tonight in Dallas, Texas. And as things...
Well, guys, I'm very familiar.
He's certainly come a long way, D.A. Thanks. Short a rotation player. Nothing that they can't overcome, but it does shrink their margin for error just a bit.
Short a rotation player, nothing they can't overcome, but it does shrink your margin for error just a bit.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Powell is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Nurkic in at the center. And for Dallas, Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Josh Richardson out there with Doncic. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3 slot. Porzingis can't hit.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it. And last year, Dallas gave Porzingis the contract he was looking for to the tune of $158 million.
And Greg, credit the Dallas organization for believing in Kristaps Porzingis' talent. And now credit Porzingis, because you have to share shot attempts and usage with Luka Doncic. What has he done? He's concentrated on better rebounding, better rim protecting. This guy is all in on winning, and what a combination these two guys can be.
Lock at 6. All sorts of time. They grabbed their own miss. Porzingis has gone 1 of 3 on the night. Here's Covington. Back to Powell. Portland moving the ball around. From the arc. Portland again missing. The Mavericks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And Finney-Smith gets it to go.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
And a wide open look for McCollum. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
And Covington sends it back. And now Portland on the break. Nurkic the pass to Lillard. Connects from three-point range. Lillard's got 5 now.
And when Lillard's hitting the tray ball, it really opens things up for him. As good a passer as he is, he becomes a major headache for the D if he gets hot from beyond.
In the corner, Powell with it. Back to Lillard. Greg, who would you choose as the best defenders of the NBA pick and roll?
That is a tough one. This will surprise some people. Nikola Jokic is one of the better big men defending the pick and roll, in part because of his instincts. You know, he doesn't impress me in terms of his physical attributes, but his mind, the ability to anticipate, having a sense of how perimeter players play the game. He's a guy that's terrific. I'll give you an oldie but goodie in Andre Iguodala. He's still terrific. And I pick bigger guys because you've got to be able to switch that and guard smaller players. And, you know, at the center and the swing position, those are two guys that still are very reliable.
You know, the ability to seize the opportunity, see the daylight, get that position, and mellow, one of the best to ever do it.
Hardaway for 3. Portland grabs the miss. One-on-one fast break. McCollum kicks to Cantor. Outside, Jones. To the middle. And Cantor throws it down.
Boy, once Cantor establishes position on the interior, forget about it.
We've got 1:23 left here in the opening quarter. Powell finds Brunson. Porzingis with the ball. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Oh, he throws it down with such ease. That rim might as well be 8 feet off the ground.
Lillard looking around. 56 seconds left in the first quarter. And it's good for 2.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
And Cantor pulls it down.
And the timing just not there on that attempted alley-oop.
Just a missed connection, and it happens. I'm sure they will go back to it if given the opportunity.
Lillard against Brunson. Good on the shot.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
And it's Doncic, top of the key. Pass to Porzingis. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
You know, and with his height, it is really hard to affect Porzingis' shot without fouling him. He is a problem for defenders.
Dallas making a switch here. Cauley Stein's checked in. And the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Simons is checked in. Here's McCollum. And that's the final possession with the nice defense right there. And we reached the end of the first quarter. Trailblazers out in front, up by 4. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center. And before the game, we ran into Damian Lillard, who touched upon the team's camaraderie.
What we've learned is staying together.
And Greg, of course, he helps keep everyone on the same page.
He communicates well with his teammates, and he listens. That's why they trust him. The discussions go both ways.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And from Portland, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Boy, it's been a really pretty thing to watch, executing their game plan to perfection.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for the Trailblazers, they've got Derek Jones. Anthony is out there with Enes Kanter. Then there's Norman Powell. And it's Simons in at the 1 spot.
Boy, a miss like that will drive any scorer crazy, especially with the defender giving a cushion.
Jones, no luck. And here's Redick. He'll bring it up for the Mavericks. Trailing by 2.
Well, you want some unselfishness from a guy who's capable of scoring. And Tim Hardaway says, you know what? My teammate's open. I'm going to get him the ball.
When you watch Hardaway shoot, one thing that stands out, he has a very quick release.
And, Greg, that's what makes the jumper very tough to contest, especially when he's dialing it up from range. You have to stay connected to this guy defensively. It's not easy to do with the other weapons on this team.
Cleveland, no good.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Powell, the pass to Simons. Here's Anthony. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Richardson, he's checked in for Jalen Brunson. The Mavericks have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Richardson the pass to Redick. Kanter against Cauley Stein. In the corner, Hardaway with it. Passes to Kleba. Pass to Cauley Stein. 4 on the clock. And trying for the go-ahead basket, it doesn't go in. The Trailblazers have gone 0 of 3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Here's Simons. It's good from long range. Simons has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Now here's Redick. Not a lot of room. It's Richardson on the wing. Here's the lob to the hoop. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Here's Simons. He dishes it to Little. And there's the pass to Kanter. Throws it down as the official calls. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call.
Oh, what a dunk!
Look out below!
Cauley Stein, a tremendous athlete and a dynamic finisher.
And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Shot clock at 5. Here's Cantor. Covington wide open. He fires. It's another look. Tries yet again. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's on Porzingis.
I'll tell you, Cantor's jump shot is very consistent. The defense has got to respect it, which is why that pump fake becomes effective.
Doncic is checked in for Dallas. The Mavericks trailing. Got a piece of it. It's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here.
Extremely fortunate they didn't lose the ball there.
And the Mavericks with some changes. Marjanovic comes in for Willie Cauley-Stein, and Trey Burke subbed in for J.J. Redick. And Portland with a change here, too. Norman Powell's checked in for Cantor. .119 left in the first half. Out to Doncic. Back to Marjanovic. Nurkic with the block. Here's Covington, and the dunk by Covington.
Well, you have to love an authoritative finish, and Mr. Covington leaves no doubt.
It's tipped. There's 53 seconds left now here in the second. Changes up. Lillard finds Covington. Powell, no one around him, and another three for Portland.
This guy, a tough cover for any defender. Creative and assertive scoring the ball.
Porzingis passes to Marjanovic. And Marjanovic with the slam.
See, Porzingis should score the basketball, but he also recognizes when his teammates have a clean look. I love that unselfishness.
It's Covington on the wing. Now the feed to Nurkic. And some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Shot clock at 6. And he gets it to go.
And for someone who spends most of his time on the perimeter, Lillard's a terrific finisher inside. His moves to the basket aren't tentative. They are strong.
Inside, here's Porzingis. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Dallas shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game.
And just to mention, a season ago, they were very comfortable at the line, hitting about 78% of their free throws.
The first free throw is good.
You know, there was so much hype around Kristaps Porzingis once he got off to a great start in his first year. And you just want to see him continue to grow and add dimensions to the offensive game every year. What's next, we'll see.
Now Lillard up in time. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody, welcome. And he doesn't get talked about that much, but Yusuf Nurkic, big part. And that'll...
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. We're seeing a tremendous game from Damian Lillard.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
I think they've taken their time. They've showed incredible patience. It's a sign of a well-coached ball club.
They've got Dwight Powell. Luka Doncic out there with Burke. Then there's Richardson. And it's Marjanovic in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's who Rick Carlisle starts the second half with. And Lillard kicks to McCollum. Down low. Kicks it out to Lillard. Just 4 to shoot. That's a 2 from Powell. And looking back at what was a stellar career, Greg, if there was one thing you could have done different, do you have anything on your mind?
You know, I would have loved to have had the opportunity to finish my career in New York. That was a special place, a special time. Unfortunately, that didn't transpire, but that's the one thing that stands out. That and obviously not winning a championship.
I can understand both of those.
Yes.
Lillard, the pass to Powell. And it's McCollum off the drive. Doesn't go for him. And the Mavericks going the other way now. Now the Mavericks moving it up. Richardson outside. Pass to Marjanovic. Burke looking over the floor. Doncic outside. Can't tie it up as that one misses.
Not how they hoped to start this half. 1 for 5, brick after brick. Let's start building the building.
And part of what makes Dame special, he can pour it in working off the ball. Rare to see a point guard who finds points without the rock in their hands. Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Lillard outside. It's Covington on the wing. Back to Lillard. The tray. The rebound by Marjanovic.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
And it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut down to 2 on the bucket from Doncic.
Want easy looks? Don't allow the defense to set up.
What a beautiful fast break opportunity, and the finish pretty good.
Lillard against Doncic. And Lillard gets it to go.
And he can score from all over the court. But Lillard at his best from mid-range. He deserves extra special attention from the defense in that in-between area. But sometimes, even then, that's not enough.
Here's Powell. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
And born and raised in Toronto, Powell is part of a growing legion of NBA players who hail from up north.
We the North. How about upon arriving in Dallas, he became the 5th Canadian to suit up just for the Dallas Mavs organization alone. So college and NBA scouts spending more time there now. What a beautiful country with plenty of basketball talent.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
The Trailblazers have gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the 3rd. McCollum dishes to Nurkic, and the rejection by Marjanovic. McCollum passes to Nurkic, and finished off by Nurkic.
And just a massive player. Nurkic's combination of size and strength helps him on that offensive glass.
And a lot of contact on that one. Folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Lillard against Brunson. Out to Anthony. Shoots from the line. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Dallas has gotten blank from three-point land so far in the 3rd. Still 0 for 3.
And Cauley-Stein has drawn comparisons to Tyson Chandler due to his length and athleticism. It's important he continues to get better.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Here is Lillard. He's got 14. It's rebounded by Dallas. Cauley Stein's got his 4th rebound in this one.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
He's still filling out that frame, but the Greyhound physique of Porzingis well suited to transition play.
Lillard way outside. Got it to fall! It went down! He got it to fall!
He did it!
That's a miracle. Are you kidding me?
Listen, under duress of the end of the period, you just throw it up and hope.
And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this 4th quarter promises to be a good one. And on the floor for Portland here in the 4th, Enes Kanter is out there with Anthony. Then it's Damian Lillard. Then it's Jones. And it's Simons in at the 2-guard. And finished off by Kristaps Porzingis.
Don't tell me I'm just a finesse big man. KP with the highlight reel material.
Lillard outside. Dishes it to Kanter. Pass to Simons. Here's the 3. The offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Lillard. Anthony, the pass to Lillard. The 3. No good that time. And the Mavericks going the other way now. Inside, Porzingis, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Boy, the aggressiveness in the paint from Porzingis, putting the onus on the officials to make a call. You've got to make them decision makers.
The first one falls. A different look for Dallas. Willie Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Maxi Kleber. Redick comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And Luka Doncic subbed in for Jalen Brunson. And both free throws good for Porzingis.
You can tell when he steps to the line the kind of confidence he has in himself. It's written all over his body language.
Here's Simons. Launches a 3. Cauley-Stein grabs the board. Cauley-Stein's got 5 rebounds tonight.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post. Really, really good possession there. They've never lost their focus, even as the game's gotten tight.
A few more possessions like that one, and they can put the finishing touches on this game. They just have to have effective trips like that one.
Here's Simons. Porzingis with the block.
When you drive the lane, you have to know where Porzingis is, because with his reach, he can sneak up and send that shot away anytime.
Lillard's checked in for Anthony Simons. Shot is good, and the Mavericks lead is cut down to just 4 points with a bucket from Damian Lillard.
After hitting only 1 from downtown in the first half, he's exploded with 3 since.
And Redick kicks to Cauley-Stein. Out to Hardaway. He feeds it to Redick. Doncic outside. Back to Redick. Fires from deep. Rebounded by Anthony. Trailblazers trail by 4. Outside, Jones. Redick with a double team. Porzingis with the steal. Back to Hardaway. Dallas moving the ball around. Nice move. And there's the nice layup by Cauley-Stein. And the Mavericks lead by 6.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Out to Anthony. Back to Lillard. Feeds it to Kanter. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. Top of the key. Lillard misses.
Well, terrific defense. They obviously respect his ability and just want to make it tough.
Redick passes to Hardaway. His 3-pointers off the mark. And so it's Anthony bringing it up for the Portland Trailblazers. Pass to Jones, and Jones slams it in.
Ooh, he put a little extra on that one.
He does. He doesn't usually finish soft either. Obviously, he can when necessary, but not that time. The drive by Doncic. And Porzingis gets it to go on the assist by Doncic. Doncic has got 3 assists in the game. Lillard with it. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Jacks up a 3, and it's good. That bucket takes him to 9 for 14.
Proof positive that Lillard is worthy. That's talent you can build a franchise around.
There's Porzingis. That's tipped, and they're able to recover. Out to Hardaway, and the pass to Redick. From the arc. And it's Portland with the rebound.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
It falls! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
I'll tell you, it takes confidence to pull the trigger in that situation. You love guys who relish the moment.
Out of bounds, Portland takes possession.
Wow, what a time for a turnover. Shows you just how key one play can be.
Dallas making a switch here. Marjanovic is checked in. Doncic against Lillard. McCollum outside. 24 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Cantor's shot is off. Well, they're really making a point of keeping the ball moving around.
That's the key. The D can't focus on one player, and no matter what anybody tells you, that ball will always move quicker than the defender.
Lillard outside. Now a timeout called by Portland. They're trailing by 3. 3 seconds left in the fourth. What do you think, guys?
Let's face it, really difficult to find an open 3 in this situation. Look, there's no secret. It's the only shot that'll save him. So the D is all over the perimeter guarding that three-point line.
And now a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Kristaps Porzingis.
And he's put on a terrific show of skill in the paint. A combination of moves, footwork, and that soft touch down low. It's all added up to one dominant.
Location tonight, the Staples Center in Los Angeles. Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Richardson is out there with Doncic. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3. And for Los Angeles, Paul George is out there with Reggie Jackson. Then there's Batum. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Leonard in at the 3, the small forward. From deep, George cans it from downtown. Terrific, talented backcourts tonight. Greg, did it ever add anything for you playing across another top-level guard?
Listen, it raises the stakes, no doubt about it. You always want the opportunity to play against the best because you want to see where you stand. But in the end, even when you know a guy's better than you, and you're going to have that be the case a lot of nights, you still know that you will have an ability to impact the outcome when it comes to winning. And that's where you have to keep your focus.
Jackson dishes to George with the tip, and the second chance effort by Jackson.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they?
Yes, they can. They can't allow him to beat them to too many more of those.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Jackson up top. George passes to Zubats. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And so he hits both.
And among NBA bigs, he is known for his ability to deliver at the free throw line.
Here's Doncic. An easy 2 points on the layup. Doncic has got his second bucket.
Well, you look at Doncic, so confident, even from this area. He knows he can make it happen.
And I remember when Doncic was first asked, who is your favorite player? And, boy, he did not hesitate. LeBron James.
Hey, Greg, for guys of his generation, that would be the answer for 80 to 90% of them, and with good reason. How about these quotes from Doncic? He said, if I dunk on LeBron, I can retire. But I like this one a little better. He said, LeBron can play in a lot of different positions. I can too. But for me to be like LeBron, I have to work much harder. That's a guy who knows his stuff.
George with no one around. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. George has got a couple of threes now in the first for the Clippers. Doncic passes to Finney-Smith. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Right side Porzingis, clock at 4. George with the ball. 6 points for him. Here's Leonard, now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
You're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
And the basket is good. Doncic has got 6.
You know, as I watch Doncic, I think it's futile to try to distract this guy. His focus and concentration and control of himself is excellent.
And George, here we go. Here's Zubats. Chalk up 2 there. He's got 6.
There's PG creating for a teammate. Terrific dime drop.
We've got 1:23 left to play in the first. Doncic against Jackson. And that one's good. Doncic.
No misses for him yet in this quarter. Solid as a rock.
Clippers leading by 6. Jackson looking around. George passes to Zubats. No good there. Nice D from Porzingis. And now the fast break. Doncic with the ball. And Doncic throws it down.
Boy, he's so dangerous in these situations. Doncic just has a good sense of what he needs to do based on the situation.
Richardson against George. Pass to Zubats. 2 free throws come, and here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Boy, like seeing these passes. Doncic has a keen sense for when one of his guys is open, and he gets it to him on time, on target.
Right side Jackson. And George, here we go. No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. Clippers lead. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Just cashing in on second chance opportunities. That's how they built this early lead.
Boy, grinding it out on the glass. They've really been working for those points.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. Taking a look at Los Angeles, we've got Luke Kennard, also Rajon Rondo out there, and it's Morris in at the power forward. On the wing, Morris. Outside for Rondo. Pass to Oturu. The rebound by Marjanovic. The Mavericks trailing. And here's the fast break. Richardson leading the way. The score now all even. Cauley-Stein's got his first bucket in this one.
Yeah, Josh Richardson is just not a scorer and defender, folks. He can pass it, too.
Man passes to Oturu. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. Some firepower from this offense tonight.
Yeah, they've got a nice groove going right now offensively. Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
And the Clippers making a change here. George is checked in. The Mavericks also with a sub. Redick is checked in. Rondo looking around. Oturu.
Well, you know, Rondo's a multi-time league assist leader. If you're open, he's getting you the rock.
And Clark, although he's not the force he wants.
And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Looking at current NBA players, Greg, leaving aside the real star players, who would you love to have played with from this era?
Man, there's so many guys that, you know, and I hate to call them role players because they bring so much more to the table. But in reality, they got to fill some roles, right? And, you know, John Collins is a guy who's got great potential, a tremendous finisher around the rim. How about Robert Covington, a smooth shooter who defends his tail off? Davis Bertans, a deadly floor spacer who can put the ball down and create and make plays. So there's so many guys like that in the league that make a difference in determining whether your team can win or lose.
Boy, those are three names I don't know that I would have mentioned, so I'm glad you did. And Cauley-Stein throws it down.
Well, you know, guys, we know Hardaway can score, but when he makes these passes, it makes him a lot more dangerous.
Rondo finds Zubac. Now George. They get a hand on it. It's stolen by Marjanovic. Porzingis inside. Patterson defending. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And known as a tremendous shooter for his size, Porzingis wasn't quite as accurate last season, which surprised some people.
Yeah, and you know, Greg, some people would automatically assume that because Doncic attracts so much attention that Porzingis would get more wide open looks, but you got to remember Porzingis missed a full season and was coming off an injury and needed to reacclimate himself to NBA gameplay. So that takes usually a season plus another season before you're all the way back.
Cauley-Stein dishes to Hardaway. Redick against Rondo. From downtown. Was shot by Redick, no good. Clippers trail by 4. And George kicks to Leonard. Back to George. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Up and in on the layup.
Yeah, I love the court awareness from Kawhi there. Dependable at getting it to his uncovered teammates.
Cauley Stein passes to Reddick. Passes it to Marjanovic. They get it again. And another shot. Outside, Reddick. Back to Marjanovic. And he lobs it up.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Clippers have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Rondo against Reddick. Yep, that one goes in there.
You know, he's a bit of a rarity and maybe even a throwback when you look at Rondo and how being a smaller guard, he still is comfortable operating inside.
Hardaway kicks to Reddick. George against Hardaway. Stolen by George. And oh, here we go with Leonard. Nobody back. Wants to get it to Rondo and does. And the rejection by Cauley Stein. And that one's good. Leonard.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
And I say, hey, if it keeps working, go to it. Stay with it. I mean, until the defense responds and provides more resistance, keep making them pay.
Here's Marjanovic outside for Reddick. Cauley Stein in the post. Second chance shot.
And Cauley Stein has drawn comparisons to Tyson Chandler due to his length and athleticism. It's important he continues to get better.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Dwight Powell's checked in for Marjanovic. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Porzingis. Richardson, he's checked in for Hardaway. And Doncic is subbed in for J.J. Redick. Jackson dishes to Patterson. Back to Jackson. The pass to Kennard. Just 5 to shoot. Over Richardson. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Doncic looking it over. He gets that one. Doncic has got the lead up to 4 now for the Mavs.
Doncic is able to blow by opponents and make them pay. Even though he's not the greatest athlete, he's sneaky quick.
And
now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, Luka Doncic had a huge first quarter. He had 14 points and 1 assist.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column? Through 2 quarters, he has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
On the court for the Mavericks, they've got Porzingis. Doncic out there with Josh Richardson. Then there's Marjanovic, and it's Finney-Smith in at the 3 slot. And the Clippers call time here. You know, Greg, when you were in New York, you were on a super team of sorts. Compare that to the super teams they are forming now in the NBA.
Oh, we've always had super teams. And this misnomer that this is something that's just come about with this era is, to me, absurd. You've always had it. Whether the difference nowadays is I think the players have more say in where they go. And they can orchestrate how a team is constructed, but it's always existed. And the reality is this: you become a super team when you win a lot.
Sure.
And that's what really dictates how super your team is.
So both teams making some changes here. Cauley Stein passes to Marjanovic. With the slam.
beautiful reverse jam right there.
Use the rim to protect the ball, I think.
Outstanding awareness and a terrific finish.
George passes to Oturu. Leonard attacking, and the rejection by Cauley Stein.
You better come stronger than that. Cauley Stein, a presence defensively.
To the paint, here's Cauley Stein.
Wow,
that was a strong dunk.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big...
Oh, that was worth the price of admission. And throw it down, Kawhi. That was nasty. Love watching him go hard and attacking with power.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Doncic.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Get there, get there.
George against Doncic. And George kicks to Patterson. Pass to Oturu. Outside, George. Zubac finds George. 3 on the clock. Outside, Leonard. No good on the 3.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
Hardaway passes to Doncic. It's Hardaway, that time on the assist by Doncic. And the Mavericks lead by 7.
So far, so good to begin this half. They're 3 for 3. Perfect.
George looking over the floor. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And I think George is clearly one of the most difficult covers in the league. When he's taking it strong to the basket, the defense sometimes has no choice but to foul it.
And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Dwight Powell's checked in for Marjanovic. Maxi Kleber comes in for Cauley Stein. J.J. Redick's checked in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Porzingis.
And, you know, this is what Powell does best. Establishes himself deep inside and jams it home.
The feed now to Patterson. Outside for George. Back to Patterson. Outside Rondo. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Here's Brunson. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Doncic has got his 5th assist in this one. Rondo on top. Patterson passes to Rondo. Back to Patterson. Rondo against Redick. Morris dishes to Patterson. 3-pointer. It doesn't go for him. And it's Dallas the other way. Here's Doncic. And the dunk by Doncic.
Well, this is who Doncic is. This is what we've seen from him. A scorer who can take over games easily.
And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. They trail by 9 points. Rondo kicks to George. Lays it up off the glass. George has got 12 points in the game.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
Luke Kennard, he's checked in for the Clippers. Then for the Mavericks, Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Luka Doncic. And Josh Richardson subbed in for J.J. Redick. The Mavericks have made all of their free throws so far tonight, going 6 for 6. And he makes the first. Kawhi Leonard is checked in for Morris. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
Making it look effortless. Send this guy to the stripe, he's going to cash in more than not.
Here's Rondo, feeds it to Patterson. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
Master teaching class going on out there on how to run an offense. What a beautiful thing it is to watch Rondo go to work.
Now here's Brunson. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Over in the corner, Batum. The quick look, no good that time.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. And it was still over the rim. Offensive basket interference. Mavericks leading by 7. Now Brunson. Here's Powell. And that one is good. Powell's got 4 points in the quarter.
Dwight Powell really showing continuing confidence in his inside game. And I think he's only going to get better down there.
There's the steal. They're running. And here we go. Pulls up for 3. The shot comes out. And so it's Dallas in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Well, clearly he's the guy that stirs the drink for him, and that's how he does it, with his dynamite passing skills.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. And there's Jackson. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's man in at the 2 guard. That's who's out there for the Clippers.
Check the clock, check the clock.
And here's Kennard. Porzingis with the rebound.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Finney-Smith passes to Kleba. And it's in there. Kleba's got the lead up to 11 now for the Mavs.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
Batum with the ball. And it's Richardson picking him up. Richardson against Kennard. Pass to Zubac. Kicks it to Batum. Over Porzingis. Offensive rebound. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Great job of crashing the offensive glass. He stayed with it. That's hard-nosed, tough basketball.
And the dunk by Porzingis.
Porzingis doing a nice job using his mobility and size to bully the defense there.
That's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. And the Clippers making a change here. George is checked in. Luka Doncic, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Clippers trail by 11. George dishes to Jackson. Passes it to Zubac. Here's George. Back to Zubac. Outside for George. And it's George finishing it off.
Great speed displayed by George on his way to the bucket. Devastating to the defense with those dunking skills of his.
Dallas calls timeout.
Every timeout, a chance to review the lineups, matchups, or call a play.
And I agree. I think there's going to be a new wrinkle in their game plan when they come out of this timeout.
A different look for Dallas. Marjanovic checked in for Hardaway. Cauley Stein comes in for Maxi Kleber. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Josh Richardson. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Rick Carlisle's huddle. His point to them was that they put themselves in a position to succeed and that this is their game to lose. So he needs to see full concentration out of every guy on the court to finish this one off. Kevin?
And you know what? For me, these dunks show exactly how great an athlete George is. I mean, sometimes you're surprised that the basket doesn't come down with the force he punches it with.
Morris finds Leonard, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to go on Willie Cauley-Stein. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Mavericks.
Guys, their play close to the hoop has been great all game.
They do, and you also see a lot of points have come off the dribble penetration. They've been aggressive on the bounce at attacking the defense.
Doncic against George. Doncic passes to Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Boy, how about the coordination from Porzingis initiating as the ball handler in the pick and roll? You don't see many 7-3 guys do that. Hey, when you got a player like George, in these moments, you turn to him. He knows how to deliver in the clutch.
Doncic passes to Marjanovic. Good, and the assist goes to Doncic. And the Mavericks lead by 7.
You love how each side has risen to the challenge throughout this one.
Hey, defense is taking a back burner, secondary on the marquee, but who doesn't love a game like this? Let's go. I like offense.
Opponents are physical with Kawhi just about every game, but as forceful a player as he is, he just doesn't seem to mind one bit.
Tim Hardaway Jr. is checked in for Porzingis.
Crucial that he converts those shots. They've got to keep eating away at the lead.
Doncic outside. 6 on the shot clock. To the middle. Here's Marjanovic, and it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Marjanovic has got 4 this quarter.
Capable of running the offense. Doncic, fantastic at getting his teammates involved.
And George kicks to Leonard. Now the pass to Oturu. From deep three-point range, shot is good, and the Mavericks lead is cut down now to just 4 in the basket from Kawhi Leonard.
And guys, that's the man you want with the ball in his hands on that critical possession. Kawhi being his best in the biggest moments.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Reggie Jackson comes in for Marcus Morris. Los Angeles on D. Clock at 6. Trying to get open is Marjanovic. And that one's good. Doncic.
No fear or hesitation in the eyes of Doncic. He loves the chance to take and make these big ones.
And George, here we go. Yes!
And because of Paul George's composure and even-keeled nature, his teammates have great trust in him in these situations.
Throws it up high. Paulie Stein finds Hardaway. And a miss there on the triple. Absolutely critical chance right here.
They need this one to go their way.
And the dunk by Zubac.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
Well, that was 1-2. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
To call his stop. There's 14 seconds left to play in the final quarter.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
And, you know, until that final buzzer sounds, I mean, you've got to treat every possession like it's crucial.
Count it!
Yes, and how about the unselfishness? Paul George has no problem sharing the ball.
And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yeah, they have to extend the game. I mean, plain and simple. Use every second you can on the clock here.
Good on the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead.
Boy, Doncic plays with such an edge and attitude, and I think it endears him to his teammates and gives them confidence. I think it's a wrap. When the game's on the line, he knows how to deliver the crushing blow.
So it's a narrow victory for the Mavericks, pulling out the W. A narrow win. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it. Coming right up. Get ready, everyone, for Tuesday afternoon. And the injury report for both teams. Players who will not be available tonight.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Powell. And it's Nurkic in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for Los Angeles, they've got Patrick Patterson. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Paul George. Then there's Batum. And it's Zubac in at the center position. And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame. Here's Lillard. Rebound, Kawhi Leonard. That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often. Batum finds Leonard. Right side, Batum. Nurkic with the block.
Nurkic seeing an opportunity there to make the impact defensively with the block.
6 to shoot. Here's George. No good on his first attempt of the game.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
In the backcourt matchup tonight, Brent, definitely high-powered at the point guard position in particular. Much more scoring expected than in decades past.
Well, I think guys have the green light, Kevin, to fire away at the first available opportunity. The offense isn't taught the same way with orchestrators at the point guard position. Now guys are looking to be overly aggressive with their scoring prowess and to try to make plays sometimes feels secondary.
Yes, that goes in.
The strength and that body that Kawhi has, he finishes through contact as well as anyone in the league.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Now here's Lillard. McCollum outside. Count it.
Well, McCollum has shown the ability to get inside and also finished. It's just how shifty he is.
And McCollum has done a lot to improve his impact on the defensive end. Very active with his hands and how he challenges shots.
Well, the blocks numbers last year jumped up a bit. That's kind of a nice indicator of what you're talking about, GA. And he just doesn't get tired. And if he can give some more on the defensive end like he's shown, it's going to help out the team.
Now here's Lillard. Kicks it out to McCollum. High arcing shot. Tries again. Got a piece of it. Stolen by George. And here we go with Batum heading to the hoop. Patterson, that's good.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
George against Lillard. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And one thing that I don't think Dame Lillard gets enough recognition for, he's an absolutely fantastic leader for this team. The exact kind of captain you would want.
Dame Lillard doesn't do anything with regards to making excuses for some of the reasons why the team may come up short. All he's concerned with is how can we get better. That's the kind of leader you can get behind.
And after defending on the shot, he doesn't give up on the play. Follow that straight to the glass for the rebound.
Here's Anthony. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Melo buries these kind of shots all the time. It seems like there's not a difficult shot in Melo's handbook.
To the wing on the left. Here's Man, defended by Jones. Morris passes to Oturu. Lays it up and banks it in.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Here's Lillard after the Clippers pick up 2. He feeds it to Cantor, and Cantor throws it down.
That's tremendous vision on the part of Lillard, just trying to lead the team right now from the point.
Rondo kicks to Morris. To the inside, Oturu. That shot off. Excellent D from Cantor. To the middle. And it's slammed in by Jones.
This can make it so much easier for your teammate when you throw that lead pass that gets to him right on the money, whether that's on the run or in the shooting pocket.
Now here's Rondo. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Here's Oturu, and it's good coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo.
Orchestrating right now, Rondo should be playing with a baton.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Lillard against Rondo. Lillard dishes to Cantor. And the layup falls. Cantor's got his second basket of the game.
This is the thing about Cantor. He has the size to muscle through contact and the good touch to boot.
Here's Rondo. Hits the close-range jumper.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
And the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Lillard attacking, and it's good. But hold on, the officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. And indeed, they're going to look at it again. They need to be certain he beat the buzzer.
And the replay center out in Secaucus delivering the footage. And
so at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Los Angeles on top. They're up by 2. We'll be back shortly live from...
When I'm training in the summer.
The team seems to support, Greg, that philosophy 100%.
The game has changed. Some guys would rather take a few steps back to get a cleaner look. Lillard being one of them.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, you don't see that all that often, getting down there and doing that much damage in a quarter. You got to respect the game plan.
They've got Rajon Rondo, also Reggie Jackson out there, and it's Oturu in at the 5 spot. They're the group out there for the Clippers starting the second quarter. Here's what Portland's going with right now. Robert Covington comes in for Derek Jones, and McCollum subbed in for Anthony Simons.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Clippers shooting the ball really well in this game, 58%.
And you look at Robert Covington, first team all defense in 2018, the kind of versatile stopper that every team in the league could use. How about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
Jackson against Powell. Outside Anthony. 6 on the shot clock. The pass to McCollum. Rebound by the Clippers. And Covington maybe not a star, but he's a winning player. We've seen that.
And the perfect example of that 3-and-D role player. Can guard 4 or 5 positions and can definitely sling it from outside.
Leonard, he's checked in. And, yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Zubac is checked in for the Clippers. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. Hey, Greg, you played in a different era of NBA defense. When you look at how defense is played now in the league, how do you feel about it?
You know, Kevin, I think the introduction of the zone, by and large, has been great. You get a lot more switching, and I think it brings more skill into the game. Don't get me wrong. I do miss the physicality that we had back in the 90s, but I tell you what, right now, my body wishes I had the opportunity to play in this era.
I bet it does. Stolen by Jackson. All alone, and Jackson throws it down hard.
It's easy to forget about Jackson's bunnies, but he's more than happy to remind you.
And here's McCollum. Floats it up there for Nurkic. Up again.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Outside Jackson. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Nurkic. Damian Lillard, he's checked in for Portland. Here's Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Well, there are some ways to fire up your teammates. That right there is one of them, thanks to Kawhi Leonard.
Lillard looking around. Pass to Nurkic. Kicks it out to Lillard. Powell, no one around him. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Lillard's got 4 assists in the game. Batum against Covington. Leonard on the wing. Pass to Zubats. Misses from close range. And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for the Trailblazers. They trail by 1.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for the Clippers. Paul George comes in for Jackson. Derek Jones, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. And Fernie Simons comes in for C.J. McCollum. Here's Simons. Portland no good that time either. The Clippers have gone 4 of 7 from the field in this second quarter so far. Batum passes to Zubats. Here's George. Fader on the way. And the rebound by Nurkic. Portland's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Here's Lillard. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Yeah, Lillard is fearless, able to take that hit and calmly knock one down and one.
Enes Kanter's checked in for Robert Covington. The Clippers trail. 54 seconds left to play in the first half. George finds Leonard to the paint. And that one is good from Zubats. Zubats has got 8.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Lillard against George. Lillard attacking. Passes it to Nurkic. Plenty of space. It's hauled in by Zubats.
I saw a green light there. He's not going to get away with that kind of lapse all that often here tonight.
Here's Leonard. Excellent D that time from Jones. And for Portland, they're shooting 47% from the floor. Getting it done. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
It's his first trip to the line.
And last season's numbers show him at about an 83% clip, which is far better than most.
Well, when he gets into a groove at the free throw line, it doesn't just last for tonight. This might be 2 weeks, 2 months, something like that.
And George, there he goes!
You don't want to be jumping on a play like that. No. Wow, he was up there, Kevin. Well, not only looking at Paul George get up, look at the guys on the bench, loving it from PG.
And that'll do it for the first half. Game time. Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. The largest lead they had was 6.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. You've got to like what Ivica Zubats has done in this game.
Yeah, and early on, he has been feasting in the paint, and you have to think they're going to keep feeding the big fella.
Oh, man, pouring it on right now, and why wouldn't you?
On the court right now for the Trailblazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Powell is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Nurkic in its center. George looking around. Here's Zubats. No stopping him there. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Kicks it out to Lillard. No good with the triple. The Clippers in the lead. Guys, they've been getting it done.
They came out with a mission, and they have been tough to stop.
For the Clippers, Morris is checked in for Zubats. Luke Kennard comes in for Nicholas Batum. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Leonard. And Portland with a change here, too. Anthony's checked in. Nobody near Lillard. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
And Damian doesn't need a lot of time to get a shot off and found some space there.
Rondo passes to George. Down low, Morris. And Morris throws it down.
Very little resistance against that throwdown.
Nope, not what they want to see in a game this close, Greg.
On one side, inspiration. On the other, devastation.
Here's Lillard, and he gets the bucket. Lillard's got it all tied up now for the Trailblazers.
Always an appreciation for Lillard and his build, just how rugged he is, along with that fearlessness.
Rondo passes to Morris. And the officials call him for a 3-second violation.
Yikes, that one stings there. Hurts so much more to turn the ball over, especially with how tight the game is.
Both teams deciding to change it up.
And Marcus Morris has raised some eyebrows in the last couple of years, just being a much more efficient scorer.
Back to McCollum. Great pass to set up the lay-in. McCollum's got the lead up to 2 now for the Trailblazers. Rondo against McCollum. Rondo passes to Oturu. Back to Rondo. And the pass to Oturu. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It goes on C.J. McCollum. And last season, Marcus Morris is named one of the hottest on the trade market.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in Marcus Morris's offseason. A year ago, a lot of contenders looking to add him to the roster. Handshake deal with the Spurs, switch to the Knicks, and then eventually traded to the Clippers. So grab your musical chair and try to find a seat.
Kawhi Leonard is checked in for Los Angeles. And yes, it's good. Now it's a 4-point Portland lead.
Well, really good ball movement on the entire possession, and then CJ getting slick.
Leonard inside. He's guarded by McCollum. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a 3-point play. Going to the line for 1.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded out game.
The Clippers shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws. So those are numbers you'll be happy with.
Over to the left wing. McCollum against Leonard. Just 5 on the clock. Cantor dishes to McCollum. He trains it as the shot clock ticks down. That's now 8 points for C.J. McCollum.
And what a half for this offense. If they can stay this high, a great chance to extend this lead.
Leonard the pass to Oturu. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Oturu's got 8 points.
What awareness there from Kawhi, waiting for his teammate to break free and then finds him.
Here's Simons. He's covered by Rondo. Collin passes to Carmelo. Cantor kicks to Anthony. They get it back. Tries yet again. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
A coachable kid. Cantor uses that little up fake, causes the defender to overreact.
Reggie Jackson's checked in for Rajon Rondo. And Portland with a change here, too. Yusuf Nurkic. He's checked in for Carmelo Anthony. Jackson with it. 36 seconds left to play here in the 3rd. And the basket by Oturu.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson, using his poise and vision to make a play.
McCollum against Leonard. Cantor dishes to McCollum. Pass to Simons. It's stolen by Morris. And now they decide to foul intentionally. The Clippers have made 1 of 3 free throws in the game. And it's tied up with that one.
Well, the wingspan and the timing that Kawhi Leonard has is really remarkable. He utilizes those strengths to dominate both ends of an NBA floor.
Here's Cantor, and Cantor throws it down. Guys, close one here. No team getting a huge advantage.
Yeah, tooth and nail fight so far, guys. These sides match up really well.
3/4 of play in a close game here. Trailblazers lead by 1. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, a great job with the eyes. And what separates great playmakers, as we know, is peripheral vision.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the 4th quarter. Our 4th quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got Jackson. He's out there with Paul George, and it's Morris in at the 4. Jones, no luck. Guys, they're holding on to the slimmest of leads.
Yeah, and you can't afford to let that thing get any slimmer.
That's a tough rebound if you don't have the length that he does, so the size paying off.
It's Powell on the wing. And George gets the whistle that time. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Kennard, he's checked in for the Clippers. Little, he's checked in for Portland. Powell finds Nurkic. Portland moving the ball around. George against Lillard. Pass to Cantor. Kicks it out to Lillard. Over George. Tips it, and Cantor able to finish.
Like when his motor is running and he's playing with high levels of energy, Cantor is a monster on the offensive glass.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That is his 1st foul of the game. And the Clippers making a change here. Zubac is checked in. George passes to Zubac. Back to George. On the money from 12 feet away. And the Clippers lead by 1.
Well, you got to have just great ball control when you're making a move like that, and Paul George definitely has the handles.
Lillard against George. Now here's Powell. Here's Lillard. Offensive rebound. There's Nurkic putting it right back in.
And Nurkic does a great job just keeping the motor running.
Lillard against George. Passes to Zubac. The shot's good on the assist by George.
Cutting into that deficit now. Well within striking distance.
Yeah, just much sharper out there. You can see guys getting in tune. It's not about playing harder. Sometimes it's just about playing smarter.
Now a timeout called by Portland. And Los Angeles with some changes. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Marcus Morris. Batum comes in for Luke Kennard. And it's Kawhi Leonard in for Jackson. Portland also making some changes. Robert Covington comes in for Yusuf Nurkic. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Powell. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Hi, Kevin. Well, Terry Stotts just went over his game plan with his team. He wants them to work for more easy baskets in transition. He said, the moment we take possession of the ball, I want us to attack. If there's nothing there, then you can pull it back out and run the offense. Kevin?
And Lillard kicks to McCollum. And it's out of bounds. The Trailblazers able to retain possession here.
A split second late, but almost came up with a steal there.
Real close, and I'm sure next time you might time that a little bit better and get a hand on it.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
McCollum becoming one of those guys that has a signature pump fake move on display there.
And so making both free throws, that'll give them the lead here.
You might want to think twice before sending him to the line again. He gets locked in when the game gets close.
And George, here we go. Zubac the pass to George. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That's foul number 2 for him. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Outside for George. Shot clock at 6. Inside. And he makes that one. And the Clippers lead by 1.
Paul George stepping up big time.
McCollum against Leonard. McCollum dishes to Cantor. Sweet move. And the rejection by Zubac. Outside Batum. Patterson finds Batum. Here's Leonard. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
And now the go-to guy in these situations. Leonard can handle that kind of pressure in the big moment as well as anyone.
Lillard against George. Nifty move. And it's sent back by George. McCollum outside. Good. And oh, that was an enormous three-pointer.
That is world class.
Love seeing that there. A huge possession, and he nets it.
36 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The 8-footer. It drops.
Yeah, Paul George sharpening his swords now. Love to see him take that shot.
And Portland with the ball. Lillard outside. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And the rejection by Zubac.
Yeah, you can't let him hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
Gets the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
And you can wrap this one up. Great job to stay cool at the line and finish it off.
Stolen by George. And George with the stuff.
Just Paul George showing how dominant he can be as a two-way player.
And so Los Angeles takes the win. It was up for grabs right until... All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up.
presentation of the NBA.
And a glimpse inside the locker room. Players' final few moments to prepare for the game. And the 10. And they'll have some minutes to make up for with an injury in their roster.
Short a rotation player, nothing they can't overcome. But it does shrink your margin for error just a bit.
Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. We've got Josh Richardson. Willie Cauley-Stein is out there with Porzingis. Then there's Luka Doncic. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3. And for Portland, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Powell is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Nurkic in at the 5 down low.
That's a break for the D right there. I mean, he takes advantage of open looks inside more often than not.
Here's Porzingis. No good on that one. And it's Portland the other way. Outside Covington. There's the pass to Powell. Tonight, Greg, two teams with a lot of history that know each other very, very well.
And sometimes familiarity breeds contempt. Yeah. And that goes for the players, coaches, and fans. This one might get heated.
I'm sure you felt that way many times when you play.
Almost every time I took the floor.
Good.
You literally want to dislike your opponent.
The Mavericks shooting their first foul shot of the game.
Yeah, the versatility and competitive fire of Doncic is impressive. You can just tell this kid loves to play the game.
McCollum outside. The dish to Covington. Porzingis with the block.
And with his length, Porzingis can be very disruptive on D. Not easy to get the shot off over that huge frame. Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, that's because he's getting his number called early. I mean, he's doing his part to help carry the offensive load.
Lillard against Doncic. Lillard attacking, and then Lillard slams it in.
The D has got to do a better job clogging up routes to the rim. Lillard is a terror when it comes to driving inside.
And here's Doncic from the arc. Misses that one. His first miss of the night. 2 for 3. Powell, the pass to McCollum. From deep. Buries it from three-point range.
That'll get you a pat on the back from your teammate McCollum. Unselfish and aware, picking out the perfect pass.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Nurkic with it. To the middle. Doncic with the steal. Now the Mavericks moving it up. Porzingis has got the ball. And that one drops for him.
Well, yeah, high IQ basketball from Richardson. Values the easy assist over a risky shot.
Lillard outside. And the layup's good off the glass.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
Pass to Finney-Smith. Over in the quarter, Porzingis. Rebounded by Covington.
Oh, he found the open space from mid-range. Just maybe rushed his release a little bit.
They now take the lead.
Always good to see solid interior work by McCollum. I mean, he might earn himself some extra space on his outside jumpers when he gets inside points like this.
Richardson the pass to Finney-Smith. He dishes it to Doncic. Left side, Porzingis. Dallas moving the ball around. Like at 6. And he's going up for the alley-oop. And Cauley-Stein throws it down.
I'll give credit to the arms of Cauley-Stein. They go on forever, which makes him the ultimate alley-oop finisher.
Now here's Powell. Feeds it to Nurkic. Here's Powell. Portland needs to get off a shot, and they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. for the Trailblazers. Enes Kanter's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. And Jones subbed in for Norman Powell. Dallas also making some changes. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Cauley Stein. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Doncic. Brunson against Lillard. Bounce pass Kleber. Porzingis high post. It's Richardson on the wing. He is guarded by McCollum. Here's Kleber. And it's Portland with the rebound. To the paint. Kicks it out to Jones. And it's out of bounds to Portland. They'll retain possession.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
Well, just trying to prevent the opposition from getting comfortable. Next time, that one might get picked.
Pass to Carmelo. A second chance effort. Kicks it out to McCollum. Portland no good that time either. Redick from deep three-point land. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. It's all tied in Portland. Stay with us as we get. When Damian Lillard's in the flow, there is no stopping him.
I think in the past, anytime
Greg, this is why they say there's no substitute for experience.
And I agree. And, you know, sometimes guys need to learn to be more selfish at times. You also learn if it ain't broke, keep going with it. Ride the hot hand.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And taking a look at the Trailblazers' performance, what do you think they're doing or not doing?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, they really got after it. I mean, they made life extremely difficult for the shooters, which is why they hold this lead.
Enes Kanter is out there with Anthony. Then there's C.J. McCollum. Then there's Derek Jones. And it's Simons in at the point. That's the group on the floor for Portland. And here's McCollum. Five to shoot. Powell pulls it in. Kanter passes it to Simons. Here's Anthony. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here.
Clearly a foul.
Well, Melo made his way back into the league last season. He was immediately a heavy minutes player for the Blazers. He looked good as a third scoring option for the team.
Dallas making a switch here. Porzingis is checked in.
And with Melo not having to bear so much of the scoring load, I think was good for him.
Yeah, especially since he took about a year off from playing. Melo had to take a long look in the mirror about how he can help teams win during his absence. But he clearly has something left to offer.
Redick with the bucket.
No, you can't allow Redick to get going from there. His three-point shot is downright lethal.
McCollum deciding where to go with it. Dishes it to Kanter. Kicks it out to McCollum. Drills the three-pointer. McCollum's got 5 now.
With the quick, accurate release, McCollum thrives on catch-and-shoot opportunities.
Poke loose. Hardaway from outside. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Hardaway has got himself on the board with 3 there.
It really turned it around here in the second quarter after shooting less than 40% from the field in the first.
Here's Simons. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Greg, as a young player, one of your mentors was Patrick Ewing. How valuable was that to have that kind of guy tutoring you, mentoring you as you were just getting in the NBA?
I tell you, he was the consummate professional and really an incredible leader by example. This guy spent infinite amount of hours in the gym in the offseason honing his craft. First on the floor, last to leave it throughout his professional career, and that's something he had.
Folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
For Dallas, they have shot just one free throw earlier, 1 for 1 in the game. And no good on the technicals, so unable to pick that one up. And Portland making a change here. Lillard's checked in, and the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Willie Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Dwight Powell. Marjanovic comes in for Porzingis. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Hardaway. And Doncic is subbed in for Jalen Brunson. Outside, Redick. Here's Marjanovic. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
A much better quarter for them shooting the ball.
Doncic against Lillard. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Lillard's got 6.
Now, what more can you say about Lillard's gritty demeanor on the court? I guess contact doesn't bother him.
Doncic passes to Finney-Smith. Back to Doncic. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Cantor's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Down low. Out to Anthony. The pass to Powell. He feeds it to Cantor. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Dallas has gotten both of their 3-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. Pass to Cauley-Stein. Redick surveying the D. Back to Cauley-Stein. Marjanovic kicks to Finney-Smith. No good from outside. Portland trailing here. Oh, Covington in position. Doncic with the steal. Now here's Redick, the fast break opportunity. That one good for 2. Cauley-Stein's got his second basket.
Oh, man, you better appreciate the unselfishness. When Redick sees an open teammate, as great of a shooter as he is, he's fast at getting him the ball.
Lillard with no one around. That misses, had a chance to tie it there. Here's Doncic. Drops in the layup for 2. He has 7.
And certainly not lacking in confidence. When Doncic gets these inside looks, he just jumps all over.
Here's Lillard, and the rejection by Cauley-Stein. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is. The first quarter for the Mavericks was fairly even. At its highest, their lead topped out at 5 points. And that does it for our halftime show.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You have to like what you're seeing from Luka Doncic.
Well, he left his mark on that first half with his quick hands. Great sense of timing to pile up the steals.
Yeah, he's busting his tail, making his presence known. A great job defensively so far.
On the court for the Mavericks, Luka Doncic out there with Josh Richardson. Then there's Porzingis. Then there's Marjanovic. And it's Hardaway in at the 3 slot. But they'll get another chance. Cullen passes to Nurkic. Kicks it out to Covington. And it's McCollum in the corner. Goes up again to the inside. And the shot is good. The Maverick lead has been cut down now to just 3 in the bucket from Nurkic.
Well, I love Nurkic's shot selection. I mean, outstanding at getting to his spots and converting.
Pass to Marjanovic. Covington with the steal. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Lillard from outside. It's McCollum on the wing. 5 points in the game. Here's Powell. Got that bucket. Powell's got 5.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
You'd like to see a little more energy coming out of halftime with the defensive end.
Richardson finds Hardaway. And the shot is long.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Realizing when the defenders have overcommitted, like how Nurkic looks to hit the open man.
And so Doncic will bring it up for Dallas.
Well, you look at the career that Dame Lillard has had so far. Taken 6th in the 2012 draft out of Weber State, a small school, but this guy became a franchise player immediately for the Blazers.
Portland leading. Powell with it. He's picked up by Doncic. Powell kicks to Nurkic. Cullen passes to Lillard. Now here's Covington. Kicks it out to Lillard. Just 3 to shoot. Off target from 3-point range. And thinking of Lillard, the numbers over his career are incredible.
And Lillard found his strength as a shooter, and boy, did he exploit it. He's been averaging 20 points per game almost his entire career, and he's kept adding to his game as one of the elite players in our league.
Lillard against Doncic. Fires, high post. Not going to go that time. And the Mavericks going the other way now.
This quarter has been hit or miss for him. Mostly miss.
Knocks down the 3-ball. Guys, close one here. No team getting a huge advantage.
Yeah, tooth and nail fight so far, guys. These sides match up really well.
Some nice passing here by Dallas. Doubled by McCollum. Marjanovic kicks to Doncic. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Great D that time from Nurkic. And a wide open look for McCollum. The rebound by Marjanovic. The Mavericks trailing. Richardson the pass to Porzingis. Richardson, good.
How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Lillard from deep 3-point land. The rebound by Marjanovic. Marjanovic has got 4 rebounds in this game. A pass to Porzingis.
Offensively, there's few things on the court Porzingis can't do. He can use his length, strength, or both.
Now Lillard, 8 points for him. Kicks to McCollum. Nice D from Doncic.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Lillard against Richardson. Passes it to Marjanovic. Here's Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Really unacceptable letting Porzingis get that kind of positioning. Once he's established, it's over.
Lillard scanning the floor. Nurkic dishes to Covington. Here's Lillard. And he goes out of bounds. That one off Porzingis. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Cantor checked in for Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Jones checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for McCollum. Lillard from outside. That's in for his 5th field goal of the game. Makes him 5 for 12 so far.
Lillard is as tough as there is to contain in the pick and roll. He does a nice job of using the screen to get a little bit of separation.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And he knocks down the first one. So he gets them both. There's 18 seconds left in the 3rd quarter of the game. Lillard against Brunson. And the shot is good. The Maverick lead has been cut to just 1 point on the basket from Lillard.
Oh, it's easy to appreciate Lillard. Fantastic empowerment through the D and nailing the shots.
Burke with it. Gets it off. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. The Mavericks out. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed. And you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Well, I like that he didn't make his decision too early. You know, he let the play develop. That's how you do it. Finds the weakness in that defense.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. Jones is out there with Anthony. Then it's Damian Lillard. Then it's Enes Kanter. And it's Simons in at the 2. That's the group on the floor for Portland. From outside the arc. Ball's knocked loose. And there's the pass to Jones. They get the rebound. Kanter. And Kanter throws it down.
When it comes to offensive rebounding, Kanter has led the league in offensive boarding rates. I mean, when you think about it, perhaps the best at picking up his teammates' misses.
Cauley-Stein finds Redick. Here's Finney-Smith looking for Cauley-Stein. He gets it there. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. 6 points for Willie Cauley-Stein. Lillard against Brunson. Lillard attacking. That one goes in. Lillard's got 9 points now in just the second half.
And this is the effort you want to see out of your guys, win or lose.
Yeah, you just want to keep fighting. You do your best, and you live with the results.
And the Mavericks call time here. And with the fourth quarter push coming up here, the coach going over the game plan and these players rehydrating themselves with Gatorade, recharging their bodies, refocusing their minds, and getting that strategy down to close out the game. Little, he's checked in for Portland. Then for the Mavericks, Marjanovic checked in for Maxi Kleber. Richardson comes in for J.J. Redick. And Luka Doncic subbed in for Jalen Brunson. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Rick Carlisle's huddle. He told his guys the inside game is working, so stick with it. That means posting, slashing, getting to the rim, whatever produces these high percentage looks. Kevin, back to you.
Passed a little. 4 on the shot clock. Pass to Simons for the 3. The rebound by Marjanovic. Marjanovic has got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Finney-Smith. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
Good on both. And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Porzingis is checked in for Dallas. And Lillard kicks to Little. Back to Lillard. And the foul on Dorian Finney-Smith. That's his first foul. Kanter inside. Headed by Porzingis. Kanter getting it done with the move that time. Kanter's got 4 this quarter.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
To the middle. Here's Porzingis. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
He had to battle through some tough shooting problems in the first half. I mean, give him credit. It's been much easier for him in the second.
And at 7-3, Porzingis could have been just another big, but he defies expectations. He's got such an impressive array of abilities.
Anthony finds Lillard. Out to Anthony. Passes it to Kanter. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Over Porzingis. Back to Anthony. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Anthony's got the game tied up here for Portland. And so Doncic will bring it up for Dallas. That one drops for him.
How about the poise from Doncic right there? He ups the ante when it's a critical possession here in the game.
Lillard from outside, 8 for 15 with that made basket, but he's not satisfied yet.
He wants the ball. They want him to have the ball. And as usual, he comes through in the clutch.
Richardson outside. Out to Porzingis. Some nice passing here by Dallas. 5 to shoot. Richardson the pass to Porzingis. The baseline J off the mark. Portland's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Beyond the arc. The putback. Great positioning on the putback. Cantor's got the lead up to 3 now for Portland.
Look at Enes Kanter maintaining that competitive energy. Finds a big shot to keep them in it.
Up top, Doncic. Shoots the 3. It's no good. He's now 4 of 9 from the field. For Portland, they've gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter. The pass to Simons. Got it.
I like that big play. I mean, you can see how easily it makes it for him to get to the cup.
There's 38 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That one's on Anthony.
At 7'3", Porzingis is almost impossible to guard, especially when he's focusing on trying to score.
So for the Trailblazers, Robert Covington's checked in for Anthony. Norman Powell comes in for Little. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Anthony Simons. Lillard dishes to McCollum. Shooting foul. And here we go. A coach's challenge has been initiated. Have to now review the personal foul in question.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in air. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call. the Margaret Hunthill Bridge. And a couple of injuries among their reserves. I expect their starters guys will be ready to do whatever's needed.
2 injuries, one of their stars out, but it's all about how you respond to the adversity.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Batum is out there with Ivica Zubac. And there's Jackson. Then it's Paul George. And it's Leonard in at the 3, the small forward. And for Dallas, Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Luka Doncic out there with Josh Richardson. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3 slot. Leonard, no luck. And the Mavericks with possession. A 3 ball. Good on the 3-point shot. We have an awesome backcourt battle tonight, Steve. Let me ask, are we in a guard-centric league right now?
We are, Kevin. I mean, we've always had great guards, and they lead you through championships with their leadership and their play, along with the big guy. But what's happening right now, Kevin, the big man is playing like a guard. The skill level of these 7-footers to be able to shoot threes, dribble, pass. So it does seem like a guard-centric league right now because everybody can play that position.
Porzingis can't hit.
And that is the exact type of opportunity this offense is looking to create.
You know, if you get the ball to the right guy in the right spot, more often than not, you're coming away with points.
Now here's Jackson. Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go. Makes it off the glass.
Aggressive D there, but then again, Kawhi finishes through contact almost as well as anyone.
Porzingis is double, and we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there.
You too.
And here is Los Angeles now. LA has gone 0 of 2 from deep here.
And at his peak, Reggie Jackson is one of the better guards in the league. He's still got that confidence.
Yes, he does. Injury slowed him down, but still able to create his shot anytime he wants.
Now, Kleba. Paul George missing from long range. Porzingis passes to Richardson. Now, Kleba. Dallas again missing.
They're 1 of 4 here to start, looking to get into a flow offensively.
Pass to Leonard. No good on the shot. Now Dallas takes it the other way. Richardson outside. Pass to Finney Smith. Back to Richardson. A pass to Porzingis. Hammers the alley-oop through.
And putting his long arms there to good use. Porzingis has a large catch radius on those alley-oops.
And George, here we go. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
No excuse. You have to be aware. He should be on your radar all the time.
Now, here's Richardson. Stolen by George. And now the fast break. George with the ball. Kleba with the rebound.
You know what, though? They keep calling his number despite the difficult quarter he's had.
And here they go. And it's George finishing it off.
Long and athletic, PG-13 is a terror when he reaches the cup.
And a slam dunk by Richardson.
Oh, such a beautiful pass to set that one up.
Yeah, the pass might have been pretty, but the finish was angry. Here's George, following the score by Josh Richardson.
How about the head of steam he's able to generate right there and just gets to the rack really easy.
Kleba kicks to Doncic. A pass to Porzingis.
Offensively, there's few things on the court Porzingis can't do. He can use his length, strength, or both.
Jackson passes to Zubac. Back to Jackson. Pass to George. Launches it. Zubac trying to break loose. And there's Paul George on the assist by Jackson. George has got 9.
His shooting has been outstanding here. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Well-placed alley-oop pass into the layup.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult.
And Leonard has it in the corner. And And the foul called on Porzingis. That is his first foul of the game. On the Mavericks with some changes, Cauley Stein comes in for Maxi Kleber, and Tim Hardaway Jr. subbed in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And then for the Clippers, Patrick Patterson. He's checked in for Zubac. Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Reggie Jackson.
Just throw it up there. Trill Will's going to take care of the rest.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
And you've seen they've made numerous attempts to try to get him going. Shows how valuable he is to this offense.
And Morris throws it down.
Well, Paul knows the defense is locked in on him, so he takes advantage and finds the open man.
The pass to Doncic. He got it up, and he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for Los Angeles. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Throughout that first, they just were aggressive on the defensive end, showing active hands.
And they took advantage of some careless ball handling, some careless passing. You have to be more careful around these guys.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Setting the floor for the Clippers. Kennard is out there with Morris. Then there's Patrick Patterson, and it's Rajon Rondo, and it's Mann in at the 2 guard. Clippers trailed by 3. Rondo looking over the floor. Dishes it to Patterson, and it's Patterson finishing it off.
Rondo is out there to distribute the ball. He is a master at finding the open man.
And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That's his first foul. How about that strong defensive performance for this half's mobile 1 block?
Every basket's a big one in a tight game, and he is not about to give up an easy look.
And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Outside, Redick. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. The Clippers shooting 53% from the floor. They're locked in. And it's Rondo penetrating. Pass to Mann. The feed to Patterson. And the rejection by Cauley Stein.
You better come stronger than that. Cauley Stein, a presence defensively.
Some nice passing here by Dallas. Brunson, no good.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt. You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Hardaway with a wide-open look. From outside, off the mark. Clippers trail by 3. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
To the paint, here's Patterson. Powell pulls it in. For Dallas, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. From deep. Hardaway, no good. The Clippers have gotten only 1 of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Morris passes to Patterson, and it's Patterson finishing it off.
Quick lick from Patterson makes finishing plays off with a dunk look easy.
Brunson against Rondo. Now here's Brunson. He's guarded closely. And Redick kicks to Brunson. Offline with his 3. And that's a foul. Called on Dwight Powell. That's his first foul. Greg, you and I have talked about how the NBA Finals used to be tape delayed. What's the value of fans getting to see the broadcast live now as opposed to tape delayed as it was back in the 70s.
Isn't that weird to even think that that's the case?
I know it.
You know, I think, Kev, that the fans, they just feel more connected to their favorite teams and players. It creates more anxiety, right? Because nowadays there's nothing that can happen that you don't know about it, whether you see it or not. So live sports, especially the NBA Finals, the anticipation, that anxiety that we talked about, man, I'm still a fan to this day in a different way. So I can only imagine when you have a personal vested interest in a team, what that's got to feel like.
Edge of your seat, you're right.
You want unselfishness, but you also need to keep it under control.
The Clippers in the lead. Jackson kicks to Leonard. Down low. And stolen by Richardson. Now the Mavericks moving it up. A pass to Porzingis. And that one goes out of bounds. Touched by Zubac.
Great energy on the deflection and a good job disrupting their offense.
This is called an effort play. Terrific hustle at the defensive end.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
This is his first free throw of the game. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And it's been a really good day for him at the line. Some other bigs have well-documented problems on their free throws. He's not one of them.
The wide open look here for Porzingis, and it's wide right. Hits off the rim. A chance at a 2-for-1 if they want it.
If I'm them, I try it.
Here's Leonard. Scores for only the second time tonight. Now 2 for 6 from the field.
And you love that about Kawhi. After he makes a shot, he gives you the poker face. Just goes about his business.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. Here's George. Following the basket by Kristaps Porzingis. Outside for George. Here's Zubac. And Leonard has it in the corner. Offline with the baseline jumper. Richardson outside. Doncic. Tips it, but no good. And some good action through the first 2 quarters. All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Paul George taking care of business in this one. He had 13 points and 1 steal. And
we've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. It's been one outstanding game from George.
His play so far is what fans love about him. He has gone right at the defense time and time again.
And not standing around, not settling for perimeter shots. He's looking to attack.
Trey Burke is out there with Jalen Brunson. Then there's Marjanovic. Then there's Hardaway. And it's Cauley Stein in at the center. So that's who Rick Carlisle starts the second half.
The defense got lucky there. That's one you expect him to drain.
Burke, the pass to Brunson. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession.
This is what we talk about, valuing each possession, avoiding those kinds of mistakes.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Mann's checked in. Now here's Rondo. No points in the game yet for him. He kicks it to Morris. Brunson against Rondo. It's deflected. Now Burke inside. And here we go with Morris running it up the court.
And that's how to make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered.
Up top, Burke. Kennard covering. And Cauley Stein throws it down.
And the definition of teamwork right there on that alley-oop.
And Greg, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder. Yeah. Now here's Rondo. Kennard for 3. Hits it from 3-point range. Kennard's got the lead up to 6 now for the Clippers.
When Kennard is that set up, he almost can't miss. Such a skilled shooter.
Burke finds Brunson. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Man passes to Okuru. Whistle blows, basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
3 out of 4 coming out of the half, showing good execution on the offensive end.
Porzingis, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Leonard, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Reggie Jackson comes in for Rajon Rondo. Greg, who are your favorite players to watch in the NBA?
Boy, that's a tough one. You gotta like the guys that have changed the game in some regards, right? Steph, KD, and Giannis. Those are 3 guys that are just doing things that don't seem normal.
True.
Then others who remind you of past greatness. Jason Tatum with Kobe, or maybe an Anthony Davis with Hakeem. And those are guys that I love. And then the other guy, listen, LeBron James. I could watch him play basketball every day. To do what he's done at this stage of his career, I just think it's incredible. And I think our game is in great shape.
Agree on all counts.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up. Now, here's Kennard. Knocks it loose and stolen by Burke. And here's Brunson to the right side. Burke, the pass to Cauley Stein. Out to Porzingis, and he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Hardaway. J.J. Redick's checked in for Trey Burke. And Doncic is subbed in for Jalen Brunson. The 3 from George. Zubac finds George. Shoots over Redick. George, no good. Mavericks trail by 9. Redick passes to Kleber. Dallas moving it around. Redick surveying the D. Lob pass to Porzingis. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Outside Leonard. There's the 3. Porzingis with the steal. Doncic passes to Porzingis. Stolen by George. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. A flawless finish on the alley-oop.
Good vision, good decision by Reggie. Pushing for a better shot, finds an open man.
Here's Finney-Smith. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. Here's the Clippers. They're on a 12-4 run. Doncic with it. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Porzingis high post. It's Redick on the wing. Pass to Porzingis. Doncic outside. Shot clock at 6. And the shot goes in.
Guys, you never know what you'll see when you're watching Luka Doncic. His offensive creativity is through the roof.
Passes it to Batum. George against Redick. And he overshot that one, missing. Takes a 3. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound. Outside, George. And it is good at the buzzer. Wow!
And they get it to double digits just as we get set for the final quarter here. That 3 could be a killer.
And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter form.
This is why you preach teamwork. Some of the most spectacular plays are the ones where guys are feeding off one another.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the 4th, they've got Rajon Rondo. He's out there with Paul George, and it's man in at the small forward.
You know, no one produces like Paul George does. He elevates your team's abilities in any situation.
Richardson against George. Outside, Porzingis. Richardson, that's a two-pointer. The Clippers grab the miss. Now the Clippers moving it up. George with the ball. Here's man. And the officials call over the back. A little too aggressive there.
An occasional over-the-back call is fine with him. That's just how he plays and how he attacks the glass.
It's how a lot of people play now. Rebounding techniques have changed over the years. Purists would say, not for the better.
Mavericks making a switch here. Redick is checked in. And so here are the Clippers. The Mavericks making the shot. And here's George for three. Porzingis with the rebound. Mavericks trail by 13. Richardson the pass to Marjanovic. A pass to Porzingis.
I tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
Doncic against Rondo. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
An even stronger second half. Tremendous efficiency at the offensive end of the floor.
The free throw drops for Rondo.
You know, Rondo takes great pleasure at slicing and dicing up the defense. One of the best passers in the game.
No one near Doncic as he lets it fly from beyond the arc and then some.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
The pass to Oturu. Here's George, and it's good off the back of the rim and in. And that's now 21 points for George. Richardson dishes to Doncic. Outside, Porzingis. Back to Doncic. And Doncic throws it down.
Has the vertical needed to dunk it. Doncic showing off the power and flair that he possesses.
In the corner, George with it. Back to Batum. Releases. The rebound by Marjanovic.
The defense is right there. Quality contest, and they threw him off his rhythm.
Porzingis kicks to Doncic. Lets it go from deep. That one's not going to go. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Here's man. Good on the triple. And the Clippers lead by 14. Here's Doncic. For three. Here's Marjanovic. Pass to Porzingis. And Richardson now atop the key. Now here's Doncic. An absolute bomb from three-point range. Doncic has got 10 points here in the second half. Rondo passes to Oturu to the middle. Outside for Rondo. Got a piece of it. Pass to Oturu. Back to George. Fires for three. And the basket by Oturu.
Good read from Paul George. He's very skilled at realizing when he should make these passes.
And it's Doncic missing. Clippers leading by 13. George from deep three-point land. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Doncic has got his fourth rebound with that last one here tonight. It's Richardson on the wing. Over George. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. We've got 1:08 left in the fourth quarter of this one.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for the Clippers.
And it may be a comfortable win for them, but, you know, they had to weather a few storms along the way, and that's all part of the story.
Yeah, Kevin, this was by no means the runaway that it might appear to be. It was a scrappy performance, though, all the way through.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for George.
There wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got.
Richardson gets a wide open look. And the 3 off target. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Mann passes to George. Here's Mann. Kicks to Batum. From deep three-point range. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. And here's Doncic from the arc. And no good. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks.